Okay. Ta-da! Okay, we're up. So, yes, Sweet Home. This is actually a really, really great game. I was never able to finish it though, so I want to kind of go through it while talking about it. So, it is a horror game for the NES of all things. It was like the... Oh yeah, I can definitely try it at some point. Do you mind leaving like an ID or something? Okay, so it was basically... It served as a template, from what I remember, for what would eventually become Resident Evil in 1996. If I remember correctly, Resident Evil actually started out as a remake of Sweet Home. Though I feel like if you were able to find this stream, you might already know that. So let's go ahead and start the game. Oh yeah, one last thing. I'm going to plug in a controller, actually. That sound plays every time I plug my controller in. And with that, I'm pretty sure we can start. So let's start ourselves a new game. Yeah, let's change the names. Let's give them a whole bunch of different names. Okay, so... Let's have some fun with these. I don't know if he's watching, but... And last but not least, I don't know why, but I really like this music. It's the kind of music that I feel like would be less effective using actual instruments than it would So your objective is pretty straightforward. You have to get out of the house. Yes, that's correct. Everybody has their own tools. So for instance, when they talk about, one of the features of this game is team building. So you can walk up to somebody, say team, and say, yeah, should we team up? Yes, good idea. And then interesting. So the movie came second, right? And then the game came first? I don't know if you guys just popped in recently, but this is our party. Yeah, you can only have a party of 3 people, up to 3 people at once. So if you want to go with somebody else, you have to disband a member of your team. Right, so do you know who did the music for the movie? Because I'm pretty sure the music for the game was done by Junko Tamiya, the same person who did Bionic Commando and Gunsmoke and games like those. Now, if you want to split up a team but you want to keep the character you're controlling with like the 2 people, you can switch characters at any time. So for instance, you can't select the character in front, but you can select somebody else to move in front. And this person's item is a vacuum cleaner, which you can use to vacuum stuff up. That's definitely not what a vacuum cleaner sounds like, though. I like the rhythmic quality of this music. It has a steady pulse. It kind of reminds me of a beating heart. Oh, right. So for the upcoming part, I should actually bring this person with me. Wow, and you know, a movie like this is the last place I would expect to see somebody like that. That's interesting. Right, see, I can't team up with that person because if I did that, you know, the resulting team would have 4 people instead of 3. Okay. We're all in this party. Including one person you probably haven't met. One of my IRL friends. How thoughtful. So, picking up items is kind of a convoluted process. You can look at stuff, right? You can also... There's no clear item movement to take things. So you kind of... What you have to do is basically point to an empty slot and use move. Can't exchange. Okay. Well, maybe somebody else can take it. Okay, that's good. I know a different character should be able to take this, but we'll come back to it. But how to preserve it? If only there was some kind of box you could put a picture in. It's mild now, but I'm sure it's going to get even more extreme as we encounter more and more items and want to stock up on more and more things. And if you want to save space, you'll want to, you know, store some items so you're not using with some other characters that aren't in your party right now. But then you end up in situations where, like, you want to use this item and you're in a really bad position, but you left it with somebody else who may not need it. On the other hand, you also have this pray function, which works as a game mechanic and also is kind of an interesting part of the style of it, because one of your actions is kind of just to pray that you survive, which is kind of a crushing thought. Like, a lot of the stuff that this game does to create a sense of horror have less to do with, I think, immediate, anything, like, visceral, like, you know, high-res maps or monster polygon models, and a lot of it is kind of just conceptual stuff that sneaks up on you like that. Oh, well, there's something. That seems good. Well, somebody has to pick up this knife, so... Where were we? That's odd. Okay, Since we can't take the knife, I think we should just leave it here for a bit. If something comes up, these guys will still be around. So, let's head out. It's a locked door. Is it? Doesn't something like that happen in Resident Evil? Oh look, another conveniently placed note. A note? Kenzie, the frescoes contain clues. I think they're grouped by date. 1/6. Okay, the last one was January 6th. That's not right. That's not right either. Oh, hey, wait a minute. A rope barrier. You know, if we had that knife, we could probably cut it. Oh, now I remember. I remember now. Okay. Okay, yes. I remember. Actually, if you want to take a weapon, you have to, I believe you have to move it into this slot. Now let's go meet up with the others. Okay. Crud. Okay, so, haha, things of I just gave somebody else my weapon before I did this. That's really smart of me. One of the things I like about this game is that it's creative with its approach to random encounters, right? In a lot of games, random encounters are considered like, you know, either a necessary evil or something that's just altogether annoying. But this game is a horror game, so, you know, stuff like that is supposed to sneak up on you at random, and there's so much time between the random encounters that when they show up, you really aren't expecting them. Okay, well, let's see if we can do this. One damage. That doesn't seem good. Well, let's try this. Okay. Yeah, you end up having to pray a lot. I think it's a really cool. I think it's a really cool design choice. Okay, well, let's go on ahead. Huh. Oh, you know what we should use? Huh. I thought I could set it on fire. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can. I wonder what that is. Written in blood. Power of the heart overcomes evil. Can I take it? Oh, okay, good, I can. Yes. Oh, cool, a knife, another knife. Okay. I wonder if we can take this. That seems wrong, but... no, never mind. More wood. As long as it's not at any of us. And, oh, by the way, as you can see, our inventory is already nearly full. That's gonna become a thing, I'm sure. Not a fun sound. Okay. Well, maybe now we can do some actual damage. No light. Oh, that's right. See, I believe because I have the lighter, I can use it as a kind of a candle. It's either that or the actual candle. Oh no. I'm out of inventory space already. One fell down as was pulled to safety. What does that mean? This feels dangerous. Good, now we all have something. Do I go this way? Oh, you're cute. I guess I need to build this up as I go along. Oh wow, can I actually do... What? No, not that kind of save. I wonder why I can't see anything. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, I get it. No, I don't. Okay, good. Good, we can see again. I think we can do this. I guess we can't go any farther in this direction, so let's... Oh my god. Oh no. Hold on. Oh boy. See, this is the kind of game, this is the kind of situation the game puts you in. I need to use wood to make a bridge across to reach Mark, but the problem is that I left Mark with all the... Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I can solve this. This is not actually a problem. Okay. Let's get the heck out of there. The next fresco is across and on the left. Be careful. So there are others like us. Not reassuring in any case. Is there any more wood? Does it reappear when we... Nothing. Is it possible to actually use up all... I wonder if it's possible to use up all my items and find that I reach a point where I'm unable to continue with the game. Okay, good. Huh. That looks like something I don't want to get close to. So those ones aren't the most dangerous of enemies. Alright, upstairs and to the left. Well, there's a whole bunch of rooms to the left. We can start with the open one, I guess. Oh, there's something. Okay, well then that means I have to bring Kitty here. Well, no going back now. Yeah, I kind of like the way, yay, more knives. That's... I'm so glad this is being recorded. I think 8-bit sound design kind of works very well here because at least the sounds that are kind of unnatural sounding, anything that erodes any kind of footing a player might have going into this situation. Oh hey, that's actually 5 knives. What other kinds of knives are there here? Sure. Yeah, let's start taking these. Da-da-da. I kind of like how you do have to press the move function to move something into your inventory, and also to swap. The convolutedness of the commands in this game kind of call to mind something like a text adventure. It gives the impression that this is the kind of game that you really have to feel through, you know, that weighs something in your hands. Huh. This one looks slightly different. Yeah, now two of us, now some of us, I think you and Tara have matching knives now, and that I and and me and Kitty have matching knives, and I could group people up together based on which knives they're carrying. It's covered in dust. One needs a mallet to remove a boulder. One of these time-honored old NES game hints. Do you think the skeleton belonged to one of the people who used to be here? Oh my god! That was unexpected. I think I'll leave now. Let's clear out this section before we go any further. I did once, but I didn't get very far in it. What the? Oh my god. Stop. Oh man, this game is starting to show its true colors. This really puts the random in random encounters, huh? This is odd. I'm outside again. Third fresco, upstairs. I don't think I have any particular reason to be here. Nothing. Well, see, now I don't trust this game anymore, because for all I know, one of these things could, if I tried to look at it, one of these things could just, like, spring out and try and attack me. I think that's part of what makes this game scary. You don't really know what to expect of it, you know? You could talk to an NPC, and it will suddenly just jump out at you at random. There wasn't any transition for the skeleton, it just kind of appeared there on the screen. So it's clearly not going to do what you expect. It's really not going to do what you expect a typical RPG to do. And yet, this bronze statue. Huh. Oh, I hate this. Okay. Oh boy. Avoid the shadows. Okay, well. Like, one of these characters gives you a key, but if you think about it, it's really just a bunch of different characters carrying a bunch of different keys, and some of the locks are door-shaped, but some of the locks are also rope-shaped, and some of the locks are also, dust-shaped. And since you need them to advance, I guess some of the keys are also fresco-shaped. So you could kind of replace these with a bunch of color-coded keys, and it would still work functionally the same way. I mean, it wouldn't be as cool, but you get my point. Do we need this? We don't need this, but we need to move it out of the way. Okay, I'm not going into the shadows, so I need to put this down somewhere. Okay, there has to be a way to drop this. Because when you see a message written in blood saying not to go into the shadows, you don't go into the shadows. I've been here too long. If I remember correctly, I don't think... I'll find out. Okay, yeah. Okay, physical attacks don't do much for this. No, I don't have that many prey points left. Okay. See, if I hadn't given everybody a weapon, this wouldn't have been a problem. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. We're out someplace. Oh, it's one of those things where, you know, if you make enough progress, you basically have a way to get back to where you were quickly. There we go. But we're not going out yet. Oh my god, so many rooms. This is becoming... Well, just going by the way this game has been developing so far, we now know that at some point somebody's going to get caught. The only question is who? Oh, this looks promising. What the? Huh. Well... That's nice to know. Ah, there's a camera in there. I don't need it at the moment, but it's nice to know it's there if I could get it. They did mention something about a mallet, so I'm probably going to need to get that at some point. Can't reach the tonic either. That's not good. So would something really just, you know, attack immediately? Oh, wow. Big rooms make me nervous. Get away! A doll! Oh god. Welcome. It would help if more than one of us were carrying a lighter, but... if we did that, we wouldn't be able to carry anything else. What the... You're kidding. What the... It's not dead yet. Okay. Well, I took a few hits. Wait a minute. Just a moment. Okay, so it turns out that the tonic refills everything. But besides that, I have to step out for a bit. So, I guess we'll have to end it here for now. It was nice knowing that this works, and it was nice trying this out. I've definitely gotten farther than I did in the past, and in the future, we can pick this up and see if we can get any farther without somebody dying or being poisoned or having another chandelier fall on them. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Good night, everyone.